Welcome to Big Little Stories. I'm Ivy Sharmetz. So, I am one of those people who believes that food is about more than just what's on the plate. It's about memory, it's about connection, and it's about love. Ilson Goncalves is the heart behind Samba Montclair, an amazing Brazilian restaurant in Montclair that has become so much more than a local favorite. It's a place where authenticity meets intention, delicious food fills your soul. Ilson, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to chat with you today.
Thank you so much to have me.
Of
I'm
course,
excited too.
of course, and I should say also that that you are the author of this beautiful cookbook, which I definitely want to talk to you about also. But let's start with how you got here. Right, you grew up in Brazil. You were surrounded by food and family. Can you take me back to some of those early memories of when you realized that food was love?
I grew up in Brazil, in South Brazil, called Santa Catarina, the state, and the city of Blumenau. I remember my mother opening a small restaurant on the second floor, and I used to wake up early in the morning. And in Brazil, you have two different time of school, so you have in the morning or afternoon. And my school was afternoon, so my mom used to bring me, and was I don't have nothing to do in the morning, so my mother used to say, just go to the kitchen, help me to peel some potatoes, some carrots, like easy things just to peel it because I was a
Right.
kid.
Yeah.
And I used to hate that because I was a kid. I don't want to spend my morning peeling potato and potato and carrots. But I create something in my mind. I remember as a kid, I started imagine I was this famous chef. I was cooking, because I
Wow.
grew up around women's cooking. I never saw my father cooking or my uncles, always with my grandmother, my aunts, and my mother. And I was like in the kitchen peeling potato and create this fantasy in my mind. Oh, I am a big chef. I'm cooking out of my restaurant. So that makes my days like uh, amazing. And that's why that was the first memory as a child as a
Wow.
cooking.
Wow. And I mentioned the cookbook. You have this beautiful dedication in the book, and it says it's dedicated to my mother and my mirror, Nilsa Hostens. Without my mirror, I cannot have my vision. That is,
Yes.
I was so touched by that. What does that mean? How did she provide you with your vision as a mirror?
I it's you're gonna make me emotional. You're gonna cry because I feel my grandmother and my mother is a mirror. So whatever my grandmother passed to my mother and my mother passed to me, so she's my reflection. So
Mm.
everything I do because her was her reflection from her. So like she's cooking, remember she's putting me into the kitchen. So she's the one who teaching me. So I believe that she was my expression in life about being a chef.
And I know that I've heard you talk about this, and I know you write about it, that feeding people is your life's purpose. When did you go from realizing that food was love and these wonderful memories and this connection to feeling that this was your purpose in life?
So I had a bad broke up, a really bad broke up relationship.
We
So
all
I
have,
decided,
Ilson.
yeah.
We've been there.
So sometimes I feel we have to ask to God, no, why this happened to me, but we should ask what I can learn from this situation. And so I pray for God and I ask to God to show my purpose in life. That was between maybe like I'll have a Samba for 5 years. I decided to travel, and every time I travel, I go to different countries to bring new ideas or to recreate myself to my business. One is traveling, I met this little boy who was in Cambodia, and for me it was very emotional because I remember this little boy came next to me into the restaurant and asking for food, and he I say to him, come in and sit inside the restaurant with me, be my guest. He was like 7 years old, the little boy. And I remember the owner from the restaurant was pushing the little boy like a little dog, who was in Cambodia and Asian. And I said, no, 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 he's a paying customer. He's going to enjoy me. And he was so hungry. He was debating himself. He should order a pizza or a hamburger because it was like American restaurant
Right.
was like a commercial restaurant. So for them, it probably was something so much different because the local food. So I told him, let's do order both. So I ordered both. And I remember the owner didn't bring on the plate. He bring in the paper bag. And when this little boy opened the bag was like a Christmas day in the morning, like when you wake up in the morning as a kid, going under the tree and open your Christmas and your Christmas gift, and you're so excited. That day, I say, "Thank you, God. You teach me a lesson.
Wow.
This is that's just the reason I'm in this business to help people
Wow.
with food."
Wow. And you that is the tone of your restaurant, because I know that you have done so much for your community. You continue to do so much for your community, especially in Montclair. And I want to talk about that in a minute, but also you were on the receiving end of all of that goodness and warmth, because after Hurricane Ida, right? Can you tell me what happened?
So in COVID, that situation happened in 2020, right in the beginning of COVID. I was in Asia and I was locked down in Vietnam for 14 days. So I came to America in April, I think, when the COVID situation started. I they 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 closed me. I walked into the airport, nothing happened, and COVID here on Monday they shut down everything. So I started to donate food to. I called Tony's Kitchen, and Tony's Kitchen say, "All right, we have this type of people who needs the food. It has to be healthy food, natural food without salt because they are older." And I started helping all these people. So he end up in TVs and because I was helping the people. But I did for bottom of my heart. I didn't never do nothing to promote myself or to promote my business. And when the Hurricane Ilda came, all the water came to the restaurant. I was in
Mm.
shock. I was like 5 6 hours with water under my knees. It was like very dramatic, very
Yeah.
was experience really really bad. My whole basement was full. I was in shock. I have a whole restaurant full. It was like a 7 o'clock p.m. when that happened. I have a customers parking outside. They lost the car, and I told the people, please, I need you guys to leave at the restaurant because it
Mm.
was, and some people decide to stay under this chair. It was like we are in Montclair. In Montclair, we don't have this situation. So someone saw the video and they decide to open a GoFundMe, and they asked me how much you'll have lost.
Yeah.
I said maybe like $25,000, and they created a GoFund. I think went to 32 or $33,000,
Wow.
and of course, insurance didn't cover because we didn't have a flood insurance. We are in an area that doesn't have a flood. It's on the
Right.
upper Montclair. In
Right.
Montclair, it's on the upper of the hill. And so all the community get together and they decide to help me and create a GoFund. I have a people who donate a dollar. I have a people who just drop a bucket with a cleaning products and paper towels. Say, listen, this is I can help you. But all the community decide to help me because I was helping the community. It was like a very emotional thing for me. And you're touching my heart right now because you bring me memories. Like you're gonna make me cry.
But there's such good memories, and I think it is an example of how you really do speak the language of love through your food. And to be a part of the community in such, you're really the heart of that community in so many ways, because before I ever met you, when I was working at News 12, I used to hear stories of this great man who was doing these wonderful things to make sure that no one in his community was going hungry. And it didn't matter if you were having hard times or not, you were always making sure that people were being fed with healthy food. And I know you mentioned, stuff that not just, here, whatever, but food that was really made with love and from your heart and with good ingredients. And why was that important to you?
It's important for me because it's my background. I grew up eating healthy food. My mother always have a little garden in the back of the house. You get it all tomato, cherry tomatoes, or green, even if it's a small garden. So I always grew up eating it's straight from the garden to the house. And come to America was a cultural shock.
Mm,
It was a cultural shocker for me because my food is completely different. But I met so amazing people. I tried to go to the farmers because that's what we do growing up in Brazil, going to the farmers. And and one of the farmers I go is to the Amish country, and I have a friendly relationship with the Amish for 10, 12 years. And I get my products this time of the year. I don't can get that much product because it's now it's starting the season. They are planting, but I believe in health food. It's healthy for your body. It's medicine.
yeah, yeah,
And one for me, when Tony's Kitchen told me, oh, they are donating food by the can, they are donating food expiration date,
yeah.
and say, no, 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 I have so many food. I don't know what you're gonna do with this product. If I donate, I need to throw in the garbage. I have all these vegetables, so I decide to help
Yeah.
our community.
That's amazing. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, I want to talk more about the restaurant. I'm going to talk about the food. I'm going to talk about how you've changed your menu. So we'll take a quick little break and we'll come back and talk a little bit more. We'll be right back. So, Ilson, we're talking about Samba Montclair and how you got there. How did you choose New Jersey as the place where you wanted to open your restaurant and specifically Montclair?
So I grew up in a town called Blumenau. It's very German. When you walk to the church street for the first time, I felt I was in my city, Blumenau. And I had this. I believe in this in destiny. So everything in life, I feel it has a line. No matter where you try to go, God's gonna take you
Mm,
to this direction. And I was walking in Montclair, and I have this feeling. Oh my God, I love this town. I can afford to live in this town, so I moved to Bloomfield. I live in Bloomfield for 3, 4 years, and after that, I moved to Montclair.
and I know that the menu at Samba is special and very close to your heart. Talk to me. I know it's gluten free. It's delicious gluten free. I've been there. It's amazing. It's not just for gluten free people. It's for everyone. It happens to be gluten free. But tell me about when you decided to change because the restaurant did not start gluten free, right? You changed it over, and I know that that was personal to you. So tell me about that decision.
So, like I said to you, I believe food is your medicine, and I
Mm,
find out I was celiac in America, and I don't know what celiac, you know. So I have to. I used to drink my favorite beer was a Blue Moon, and every time I have a Blue Moon, my eyes were swollen,
mm,
and I feel like I had a reaction. I didn't fall asleep, so I find out. I went to allergist, and I found out I was celiac. So besides being celiac, I need to stay away from gluten, soy, and corn. So I have to make like I believe in my lifestyle. It's not about diet. You have to make sure you have a lifestyle. So I have to adapt the restaurant on my lifestyle. So I decided to do Samba all certified as gluten free because I want to make sure I was able to eat and feel safe in my restaurant because so many times I went to different restaurants, they have a gluten free menus. I didn't feel safe after eating the gluten free friendly menu.
right.
So I have to change the whole restaurant as on my lifestyle.
Was it difficult to go through the menu and make those changes? Because I think sometimes it's changing, but I think sometimes when people hear gluten free, there's a sort of they think something that maybe might not be that delicious, and yet your restaurant and the recipes in the cookbook, they
Mhm.
are you don't feel like you're missing anything.
No, it's a culture. We grew up natural, eating natural food, so we didn't have any of course, we eat bread. We make bread in the house, but all like basic recipes, all gluten free. All we start in a restaurant is yuca. So we use yucca
Mm,
for everything. If I needed to thickness a soup, I put a little piece the yuca, boil yuca inside and blend, and that makes the thickness from the soup. If I need to make a bread, if I need a cake, I use yuca. So that's the way I grew up, and people love the yuca.
Yeah, I do love the yuca. It is good.
And the bread, we have the bread in my restaurant.
Yeah, it's
You know,
delicious.
yes.
It's delicious. Do you find that people are surprised? This is going to sound like a ridiculous question, but do you find that people are surprised at how delicious it is, even though it's gluten free?
Yes, I do have a surprise because a lot of people say, I don't care about if it's gluten free or no, but I want to try a restaurant and say, oh my God, this is delicious. And even people say, oh my God, I feel so safe because I can order anything in the menus because everything's gluten free. I always say it's gluten free, corn free, and soy free.
Is there a dish on the menu that is your favorite or that feels especially close to you and important to you?
Yes, two dishes.
Okay.
First of all, it's a the tiny chickens in the bone. That's I grew up with my grandmother. So for my grandmother, that was my grandmother's recipe, and that makes me very emotional because today she has Alzheimer. She don't know
Mm.
how to cook anymore, and I am the only one who has the recipe, and it has a recipe in the book. So I'm passing to the
Wow.
new generation.
Wow.
And the second, it was the beef stroganoff. It's my favorite. I grew up eating beef stroganoff. I love, 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 love.
Has anyone from Brazil come to the restaurant?
Yes, my mother, my little sister. I have two aunts. I have cousins. They very impressed with the restaurant.
Um, the what would you say to the little boy in Brazil who hated to peel those potatoes, right? Didn't want to do it. Now, when you think about where you are, what would Heath say to you about what you're doing? Tell me what that conversation would be like.
I feel like you're going to therapy right now.
Sorry. Well, welcome to Big Little Stories, Ilson.
That's my therapy made in me many times. It was very difficult for me to go back and look. And I wish I can say to my go back and say to myself, just believe yourself. Just believe. Just keep doing whatever you do and believe in yourself.
Yeah. And just in
You're
that
gonna do
belief, you've changed the community, and you've become such an inspiring, just such an inspiring person. And I'm so proud to know you. What does success look like? Has Samba Montclair changed the way you think of success?
no, I don't think it's changed me to be. I feel like I'm more down to earth today than before
Mm.
because like you meet so many different people every day. And I'm trying to clean my because you make me cry now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You make me cry. It's so emotional this interview. I was not expecting for that at all. But I no, it didn't change me. It makes me feel very back to my root,
Yeah.
growing up in Brazil. And I tell something, I believe in angels. I met so many angels growing up in my life. One of the best angels I met in my life was this lady. She's older, and I was walking to the street. I was hungry. I was a kid. I looked to her. Hey, man, can you buy me a little lunch? Because I'm so hungry. And she says, yes, of course. And she teach me the best lesson, and say, one day I see you, I'll pay you the back money. She look at me and say, pay back forward. So since that lesson for me, I changed my life. So I believe in angels. I have all these little angels in my whole life teaching me lessons. So that's why I say to you, everything in life in happen, you need to take as a lesson. What I can learn from this lesson.
And you've been paying it forward ever since that.
Yes, I
It
do.
seems like it seems when people come to Samba. So first of all, we've been talking about the food, which is delicious, but it also is just a really cool space. It just feels very welcoming. I love it. What do you want people to experience when they come to the restaurant?
I wanted to feel Brazil, my grandmother's kitchen,
Mm.
because that's the color match with my grandmother. The dark furniture remember my grandmother's kitchen. The color was like maybe because I was a little greenish and yellow. The color. And I want to feel people festive with the Carmen big mural from Carmen Miranda because she was my inspiration. She's my angel. She
Mm.
was the first person to introduce Brazilian culture to America in 1930s and 1940s. And I want to people feel they are in my grandmother's kitchen.
Mm. Wow. So when your mom has come to the restaurant, did she feel that? What was
Yes.
her? Yeah. What was that like? What was that like to have this amazing restaurant, have your mom sit there and have your mom eat your food in this amazing restaurant?
She's so proud of me. She goes everywhere and talk about me. Even when I go Brazil visiting her, I had to say, "Mom, please be quiet. I don't want to, I don't want you to." Oh, my son has a restaurant. My son was on TV. Oh, my son did
Ah,
this. My son, Mom, please. I try to be very down to earth.
wow. Wow.
But she loves the food. She's loved the cheese bread. She loves the beef stroganoff. She loves the squash.
Why do you think, this show is about sharing stories and that inspire people and build community and all of the good things that storytelling can do. You're a storyteller, but through food, I feel like, and that food, comes from love. Why is that so important? How make that connection for me of how food and love is really one thing.
So I believe when you cook with love, when you show your love, it shows in the food. So when you cook a food with not interest to make money or to just do the cook, I believe food is the interest for a relationship. If you are dating,
Mm,
you should cook for that person, not take
mm,
the person to the restaurant. So you're showing love to that person. Because I growing up with my family, my grandmother cooking for us with love. Even if they didn't have money, the only thing they can offer was food,
mm.
and food is very important. It's the basics, the medicine is is the thing you can have growing up. It's very important.
What do you want to do next? What's the next move for you for Samba? Are we going to see a cooking show from you or something? A travel show?
No, I have a lot of people asking me to open locations. I don't want to do another locations. I want to concentrate in one location only. I don't want to lose my touch. I don't want to
Mm,
lose my family in my business. I don't want to do commercial. I don't want to do this for money. I want to do this for love. So that's why some is going to be unique. It's going to be one location only, and I don't have no interest. Maybe we have other things that will line up. Maybe another TV show for food, but we need to see it.
that's amazing.
I
If
need to read a
people
new book. Maybe a new book for traveling with my experiences, making like
and you have the
yeah.
cookbook. If people want to get in touch or learn more about you or the restaurant, what's the website they can go to?
www.sambamonclair.com, or they can go to Samba Monclair Instagram. Just put a Samba Monclair. You can find an Instagram, or they can come and visit me.
Just
They
come
can
and
see me. Yeah, I'm very friendly. I talk to everybody at the restaurant. I have a lot of stories
you do
to
have a lot
tell
of
people.
you do have a lot of
Yeah.
stories. Ilson, we end each show with three big little questions. We do them kind of rapid fire. Are you ready for them?
Yes, of course.
All right. So the first question: how do you get yourself out of a bad mood?
Bury my feet on the sand in the
Oh,
beach. Even if I have a drive
same.
to to the beach in New Jersey Shore.
Perfect. And what is your go-to karaoke song? Do you sing?
I don't sing, but I think what's that music say? What's up? What's going? No, I forget the name of the song.
All right, but it's
It's
I
a,
got we got a little teaser there, so that was good. That
yeah.
sounded good.
I don't sing.
All right, and the last question is, what is your favorite spot in New Jersey? Do you have a favorite place?
My,
It's Samba,
yeah, of course, it's
of course.
samba, but I need to live my little life, so I need to step out a little outside. I try to go to. Can you say names?
Yeah, of course.
Al Basha. It's
Okay.
a restaurant in Madison, Al Basha. They have two locations. Make sure you try the Cedar location, Al
But
Basha. I
Oh,
love it.
if you say it's good, it's got to be good. Ilson, thank you so much for being here today, for having this conversation with me. I promise you, I will be back to your restaurant very soon.
Thank you so much to have me. I hope see you soon.
Thank you, thank you. And that will do it for today's Big Little Stories. I'm Ivy Sharmetz. Please feel free to check us out on Instagram at Big Little Story Show. I'll see you next time.